restarting it. Okay. We are attempting to stream for the second time. There we go. It hooked up that time. I don't know. It was giving me an error message.
This seems like it'd be easier to do.
But now we are good. It turns out the internet wasn't there for a minute or two, but now it's there.
Okay.
We found it.
That's a good title.
Thanks. I agree. But cautiously.
Okay. I mean, that... You're always known for your caution.
That's me. Let's grab this. This has some overlap with my plan. It's pre-stream time. Welcome to the pre-stream, everybody. Hello.
Okay, I posted the things on the Reddit and on Blue Sky, among other things.
Among other things? What does that mean? You
I
posted
did a
it
thing
somewhere
this...
else, or
No, I did a thing this morning to amuse you. So you should be amused.
well,
Is what I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask that you be amused by it.
Okay. Since you asked so nicely, I'm going to do it. I'm also going to drink this pop. I require caffeine. I don't know. Actually, caffeine might be a bad idea. But it's too late. It's too late for me to give a shit about whether or not it's a good idea. Alright, let's grab a pink wall. Hello, Kafir. It is evening for you. It is afternoon, just barely afternoon here. Welcome. How you doing? I do wish to confirm. Sorry. I clicked on the thing and then just immediately looked away. So here's the deal. I'm not going to be the sharpest today. I can already tell that. I can feel that my brain's moving.
Yeah.
Kind of rickety. There's creaking. There's sparks. So of course we're going to play a difficult strategy game.
Yeah. You know, like you do.
I'll tell you this. It's probably better than us playing an action game, because I think playing an action game might be real rough. You know?
Yeah.
That's an admirable attitude. I could use a little bit more of that in my head where I'm at. So good on you. So what are we scoring objective, scoring for buildings today. 2 points per tile where you put a garden. 2 points for each visible tile with the same color as the market. Walls are scoring for wall tiles on corners. Palace is either grabbing a project or getting a point per validated project. The residence is scoring points for each residence and market on your player board. And of course the theater scoring for architects. Alright, we're just both going to take one then, huh? I'm fine with that. I think that's okay. I'm gonna take this one. I'm betting on me. I'm betting on success.
Okay,
I'm betting on my own general competence. Hello everyone, welcome in. It's the pre-stream. We're just warming it up.
Everything.
Some people, they'll just play a video at you alongside a song they don't own and hope the copyright bot doesn't come get them. We play a little board game while we're doing a pre-stream. So welcome in, come hang out, and we'll play a cool strategy game that I haven't gotten to really play in a while and that Amabel's never really seen. That's gonna be today's thing. There's a lot of theaters, which I don't care for. It's not. I don't particularly think theaters are very good in this setup. All right, let me grab another. Let me grab another project card. For right now, this is going to go here. So for those of you who are not familiar, this game is Architects of Amytis. It is a game about drafting drafting buildings off of a board to try to build shapes of colors along, to satisfy your project cards, while also scoring points for the individual powers of the buildings, while also trying to get a tic-tac-toe with the units that you're using to select the buildings, because getting if you manage to build a line all the way across the 3x3, you get to pick up a scoring objective. It's a game that has a tremendous number of things going on, which is why I like it so much. Let's take this theater. I think that it is time to make it so that you do not just score that thing that you're trying to score.
Yeah. I thought you might do that.
Hey, Fake Alex Blue. Kafir asks, when you play board games like this one, do you compute stuff in your head a la alpha beta search or something, or do you just go with what feels right? I have a vague plan how I'm going to not just build a particular pattern, but like I look at this and I see it I look at these five patterns that I have here, and I see it in stages. Like I have an idea for how I'm going to build to transition from one thing to the next thing. But of course, it can't be very rigid. You gotta stay pretty lively, because your opponent's gonna do weird shit and try to be a problem. If there's one thing I know about Amabel,
I mean, that's okay. That's fair.
it is that she's going to be a problem. All right, I would prefer that you not get across there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I see that. I see the things that you're doing.
I will say this: you are preventing me from working on my patterns.
Yeah, well, you're preventing me from scoring anything ever.
In this house stuff, all we have are women who are problems.
No, that's accurate. That's fair. Style.
I really do think this game is pretty rad. I'm a fan. I think
Market.
I think they have Mercado de Lisboa on here. That might be a thing to try in the future. That's a cool little Lacerda. It's a Lacerda that is based on a piece of Lisboa, as you might guess. All right, I don't really need all this blue, but I do love getting to complete a line. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm gonna King's Favor this one. That'll be worth some points. Yeah, so like when I'm planning in a game like this, we were talking about this recently. Amabel and I were. When I'm playing a game like this, what I often try to do is construct sort of like a loose flow of plan and idea. So this is going to crush both of these, which is fantastic, and also it's just good points. Because the thing that's important to me is to not get rigid. You want to have like a place you're going, but getting rigid is really dangerous. Okay, so now as far as transformation times go, this is not a great moment for Yeah, it's not a great moment for a theater, but I think we gotta take this theater. And see, so like this is a play that puts me in sort of a place where I could pivot into this design. I'm trying to work toward the leftmost design, but we could pivot very easily. And also, I just like, also sometimes you just gotta take the thing that's presented. That gets us obviously that one right there, and a King's Favor. And what's my plan? I'm gonna take this one now. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. At this point, probably if you want to actually hear me try to walk through relatively complicated board games, there's certainly an awful lot of hours of that on the channel. You know, me playing most recently probably me playing Darwin's Journey solo, I think would be at the instructive at least. Useful might be strong. So obviously, like for this shape, maintaining this part across here is not bad, but we could make this the orange and just try to build. That's a lot of buildings to draft yet. Part of me for sure just wants to pick up this green wall because it is going to be an 8-point draft if we put it in the right spot. Yeah. But I think I'm going to end up putting it here. Which thing am I doing? You know what? I want the 8 points. It's very good to score 8 points. That's my opinion.
Okay. All
hello,
right,
hello. Welcome in, everybody. We're going to be getting down to the game pretty soon. This game is running a little longer than usual because we're depleting the stacks in a very even way. Not bad. It's a nice completion.
Yeah.
Let's grab this thing. And these project cards are not the best for me. Actually, no. You know what? This one's like pretty doable, I think. I mean, we have 2 stacks down to one card each. So it could be any moment now.
Yeah. Man, I wish we were able to flip the objective, like transpose it. That would make this significantly easier.
Yeah, for people who are not clear on the rules here, we are allowed to rotate these, but we are not allowed to mirror them. So I'd be putting this down in a pretty low value spot. I mean, it's going to be... These are not going to be very exciting value-wise, no matter what I do. Let's put that down and just... We'll just see. Fake Alex Blue, that is not the game itself, that's BoardGameArena. When you set up BoardGameArena, you can put it into real-time mode, or into, which would probably be more appropriate for this, or into what is effectively like a correspondence type mode, and I just have it set that way because that's the last thing I was doing. with other people. So that's why it has a 36-hour turn timer. Because I was playing a game in a more play by post sort of way. There's a term for this, and I can't remember it. What am I doing? That's where I want that to go. All right, so that finishes us a design and also gets us a king's favor. And at this point, it does look like we're going to end up with a fair number of... I mean, whatever. That's going to be worth like 4 or 6 points, and at this point, I don't think we can like be too sad about that. Ooh, Kafir says, I remember in chat says, I remember playing that famous automotive production plant one with the AI female boss. It was like playing 5 games at once while being on a unicycle. You are...
Kanban.
Yeah, Kanban. What you're discussing there is the Lacerda effect. That's how Vital Lacerda designs his games. I love them very much. Absolutely my favorite shit. We're gonna take this and put it here because that gets us this pattern, and also that gets us a full wall scoring. Check that out. 10 points of wall score, Amabel.
That's pretty good, sweetie.
I do think it's pretty good. Okay, I think I'm comfortable running us out here.
Okay.
With a 12-point market and finishing my...
Yeah, so how much have you beat me by? 1 billion.
I'm not going to lie. That's a pretty good overall score.
Oh,
yeah.
Lord. Oh, Lord, yeah.
I managed to complete 6 patterns and...
See, here's the thing. I'm good at making games. I'm not good at playing them. So
does it tally up easily here? Okay, so points during game. Is points during game, so points from validated projects, points from the favor board. So is points during game all of our buildings?
all the points scored with playing the build, yeah. As you play them, you scoring points.
Because was I at 70? That doesn't seem right. I guess I must have been. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, the difference is it's a little bit of project scoring and a little bit I mean obviously the favor board was different this time because I managed to get twice as many favors as you did. Also, I gotta tell you, I don't think the bottom row is good.
No, I don't think it is either. But I'm learning.
Yeah, we're exploring it still. We haven't really played that many games of this. So, before we jump into the stream proper, the pre-stream music, of course, has been this piece from the Relaxed Movement. You know, they do the thing. Twitch safe music for streamers and creators. This music is music we're allowed to use legally, which is important to me. I try to, you know, not obey the rules. I never want to claim that I'm obeying the rules, but I try not to rip people off.
Yeah.
What I need to do is just compose a nice hurdy-gurdy piece, a nice hour-long hurdy-gurdy piece. See, here's the thing, Kafir. Kafir asks, at what point a game becomes so complex that it feels more like work? It helps a lot if you have a brain that is wrong and broken in specific ways. A very complicated game like that for me is like a massage. It's like a brain massage. That's where my deal comes in. So we're gonna capture this game window here. Welcome to the real stream. Look, the bars are gone. That's how you know it's time. We have gone to the gas cave, and we now emerge from the gas cave to reveal it's Invisible Ink. Welcome to Tactical Espionage Action, friends.
And
Hey, don't that sound like Metal Gear? No, it's not Metal Gear. It's Invisible Ink. Amabel, don't you even dare.
What?
I was sending it
What?
to you. I'm getting there. It's a lot of pieces doing all the back end for the show.
I know it is. I know it is. I'm just,
You don't want to host, and you don't want to play the games, and you don't want to work the console. And I'm fine with it, but it does mean I'm going to do all that a little bit slower.
Sometimes I play the games.
Sometimes you play the games. You did an excellent job as the digging man.
Yeah. You know, if you give me just 2 buttons and some arrow keys, I'm good.
So this is Invisible Ink. This is a tactical espionage game from Clay Interactive. Clay, they do good work over there at Clay. They have done a lot of good work. Lately, mostly what they do, I believe, is make Don't Starve and Oxygen Not Included. But they have also made lots of other good games over the years, and I like this one a bunch. Amabel hasn't really gotten to see it, so we're just gonna jump in here and start a new game. I used to be really good at this. It's been a couple years, so we're gonna play this on like experienced.
All right.
You can see here there are 3 difficulties, and then on top of that there's advanced modifiers, where you can make it incredibly hard, or you can take the ending off the campaign and just continue scaling the thing upward forever. You know, like I said, a lot of people like this kind of stuff. It's very, very whatever. So we are going to be playing with 3 rewinds, no level retries, pulling away the safety net. Let's go. Here we get a brief little story sequence.
Get to the main server, collect the data, and get out. No detours.
Copy that, Central.
Proceeding to target. Insertion was clean. Alarm level holding steady. We need to get to the 3rd floor. We can make our way to the server room from there.
Any chatter on the comms?
Negative. It's silent on all frequencies.
They should have detected us by now.
Receiving priority 1 transmission.
They're onto you. Get out. Get out of there.
HQ compromised. We're going to need an extraction. I've got Incognita. Deckard and International are on their way.
Get to the roof. I'll cover you. Go!
Decker, how long till extraction?
30 seconds.
Get us out of here. We've got work to do.
So it's sort of a cyberpunk Mission Impossible kind of thing, basically.
I found Decker living in a bottle after
I'm
his
gonna
termination.
randomize our
Sheila
starting
was good at
situation
covering
here.
his tracks. I don't usually employ people I don't understand, but his skill set was too useful.
She's very
to pass
chatty.
up. He's obviously using us as a means.
So we start with 2 agents and some random power. We have oh, actually, I see a thing here I'm a little uncomfortable with. I'm gonna
What can I say?
re-randomize.
Muratova is a deadly weapon.
Here we go,
in
here we
any
go.
Form. One would think that such an aggressive style would be a liability.
Okay.
But she makes it work.
So we start with 2 agents. We start with a couple of basic programs for our AI.
If you want your arms to
The
remain in
timer
size.
that we're given is based on the AI was smuggled out with limited power. You need like a proper power complex to run a thing like that indefinitely. So we're going to have to figure out what happened to us before our AI dies out. Right. So we have here Banks and Nika are our 2 agents. Nika is the blonde woman that you saw in the cinematic. Get a good idea that she's pretty violence based. So they each have a couple of starting things, and then basic stats. And we'll talk about each of these stats sort of in the game. But real quick, the items we're starting with: Banks has a dart gun.
Okay.
Quiet and effective. It knocks out guards for 2 turns. It does not pierce armor. Ranged knockout weaponry, very powerful. Not a thing a lot of characters have access to. And then Banks' custom econ chip collects credits from consoles instead of power at a rate of 50 credit per power point. So we're gonna run into enemy consoles that we can hack to reroute their power, and with Banks we can use that to turn into money instead. Nika has an adrenal regulator, which gives her an extra attack each turn, and she gains 3 AP after she executes any attack. And then she's just got her basic melee weapon here, the Volt Disruptor. Most disruptors have a cooldown. Nika's does not, but instead it consumes power when you use it, which is going to be a challenging situation for us given our starting materials here. So you always start with a basic power generation program and a basic firewall breaking program. Our power generation program is Dynamo, which generates 2 power points per turn. It's twice as effective as the most basic power program, but it doesn't start generating power until the alarm level hits 2, which is a thing you'll see what that means. But basically it means we're not going to have a lot of power early in the mission, which is going to be tricky.
Okay.
Fake Alex Blue notes, I love that anarchy is a skill. It is, and it's an important one. Are you in chat? Are you paying attention to the chat? Or are you doing something else entirely while we're
I'm
working?
attention to chat.
Okay.
Yes, I'm listening to you.
Okay.
Whoa.
And then we have here our mercenary sword, our firewall breaking thing, which costs 0 power on its first use, but then plus 2 power cost per use, and the cost resets at each alarm level rise. So we got some kind of unusual tools here. This will be an interesting start to things.
Yeah.
It's 2074, and the corporations rule the world with brutal efficiency. You know, the future. They hit you hard, and now you're on the run. You need to strike back, but you'll never win by force. Keep your agents alive with stealth and cunning, raid corp facilities for tools and support, prepare your team for a final showdown. The odds are stacked against you, and some people will fail repeatedly. Not me. I've never failed before, so I have no idea whether or not it would be instructive to do so. But each time you will learn more about your adversaries, and every restart generates a new world of dangers and opportunities. I'm ready. I was born ready. I've never not been ready.
Operator, are you there? Good. I was afraid you didn't make it out. Headquarters is gone. Most of our agents have been captured or killed, and our accounts all frozen. I don't know how the corporations found us, but you can bet they won't give up now that they've had a taste of blood. The Jet's stealth rig should keep us hidden if we keep moving, but Incognita can't survive long on backup power. She's got 72 hours, tops. We need to mount a counterattack before then, or we'll be defenseless against their scans. If that happens, we may as well just crash this thing into the ocean. You've never seen the inside of a corporate deprogramming chamber. I won't see the inside of another. Incognita is scanning for targets of opportunity where we can replenish our supplies. Follow her leads and gather what resources you can. I'll run through our contacts and see what favors I can call in. We're going to need all of the advantages we can find in the coming days.
Alright, so, for our first mission here, we're just offered one mission, and you can see there is a travel time
Notoriously slack when it comes to
associated
network
with it.
security, and their terminals are
Okay.
full of
So it's going
interesting
to take us
information.
12 hours to fly
We
over
found a
here, which is
lightly
pretty
guarded
rough.
executive complex here. Get in, find the computer.
I wonder if
and
there's a way I
secure
can
the
turn
contact
her
list. Then
specifically
we'll have a
off.
pick of future targets.
Because she talks a lot, and if I'm getting out of the way of her dialogue, it's gonna be a problem in the long term. So yeah, this is just a start. We need to retrieve a corporate directory terminal so that we know where there are other places that are valuable to hit. 12 hours lost. It's fine. It's fine.
I believe in you.
Firewall down. Alarm response expected.
All right, so a couple of basic things about the world.
Bad news, operator.
Well, hold
They
on.
caught us completely
She-
by surprise, so we have
she
no
wants to talk
firepower
again.
with us. The guards' weapons are gene-coded to their owner and useless to us. We're going to have to make do with what we can find along the way. We've beamed you through the security grid. You should be somewhere near the target, but you'll need to look for it. Get the list and find a transport pad to escape. But be quick about it. They noticed a disturbance when we ported in, and their alarm level is already rising.
So locate the executive terminals and get out alive, and it'd be good if you stole some shit on the way. So over here we have the security level indicator. The security level is just going to climb constantly. Every turn, a wedge on this thing is going to fill in, and the higher the security level gets, the worse things are going to be for us in here. We gotta find what we're here looking for, and get the fuck out. You can see here we have a very basic grid-based movement. Agents have a certain number of action points per turn. Walking costs action points. Looking, peeking through doors, attacking, whatever. All that stuff. So let's start with a move to here, and I'm gonna peek through this door. You can peek through a door without opening it all the way. Okay, so we have an enemy console here. We can hijack this to claim 2 power. Right now, we started with 10 of 20 power, and we can use our power to command Incognita to do hacking for us.
Okay.
When you execute the peek command, you peek through all doors that you're adjacent to simultaneously. Usually that just gets you a little bit of vision, but because of this setup here, we also were able to peek into this room, so we can see in here. There's a nano fabricator and also a camera. I'm gonna go ahead and use our mercenary thing to hack this camera. The camera has 1 firewall on it. Our software is more than up to the task of flipping this. And once you hack something down to 0 firewalls, not only is it no longer hostile, it is in fact friendly, and we can now see everything the camera sees.
Okay.
So good news, we know there's nobody back here, and there's another console underneath the camera. Pretty good, actually. I'm going to have her move through here. Yeah, okay. We're gonna head to this console.
You know what's weird for me already?
What's that?
Right-clicking to do things. I cannot get used to that. That's
this
so
is a
weird
locked
to me.
door. Okay. I'm gonna have Nika actually move this way because there's a door over here. We don't know what's going on. Right-click to act is the absolute, the most basic standard.
Yeah.
So keep in mind.
I know, but
Keep in mind our firewall breaking program: 0 power on first use, +2 power per use. But when the things fill all the way up and the security level goes up, it'll reset back to 0 cost.
okay. No, I know that's the standard. Just I'm not. It's not a paradigm I'm familiar with.
Bizarre. All right, so like I said, security's going up. New security measures are added every 5 increments. It goes up over time, but it will also go up if we do certain other things, like getting seen by guards. So there are very few lethal weapons available in this game. It is hard to get a killing weapon. But also, most guards have heartbeat. It's very common for killing guards to actually make the situation worse, not better.
Okay.
So you have to be pretty cautious about that kind of shit. All right, so we could hijack some power out of this console I'm actually going to use Banks' special econ hacking chip. And we're going to turn this console's power into money. And then this thing has a 4-turn cooldown.
Fake Alex Blue, I just am still very unfamiliar with PC gaming.
Yeah, she really has not played a lot of PC games.
And I'm used to programs where right-clicking brings up like context-sensitive menus, and like double-clicking confirms. And that's not really a thing here, I guess. I don't.
So we have a room here where I can't really due to the furniture. The peak didn't really give us a huge amount of information, except that there's a pretty valuable. It's a 4-power console. So I'm gonna creep through here. Oh, okay, that's a guy. All right, so if you see a guard, you can spend 1 AP to observe and get a 100% flawless, this is the guard's path on the next turn.
Okay.
The thing is, if we do that, if I spend 1 AP to predict the guard right now, I won't have enough AP to get back in actual cover. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to step back behind the wall, and I'm going to put her into ambush mode. If this guy walks through the door, and if this guy becomes adjacent to her during his turn, she'll hit him with her disruptor. All right, we do have the extra AP. This guy's just going to patrol back out. So we could tag him. We could tag him with our dart gun. Notice it only has 2 ammunition, though. And he's just going to walk out of there. I think I'm just going to stay put. Actually, I'm going to spend an extra AP. We're going to be right in front of the door. But we're going to let these guys just kind of walk out of the way. Okay, that guy went back to wherever he came from. That guy walked away from us. So, obviously, playing it safe can be handy, but also you only have so much time to play it safe, right?
Right.
I'm going to go check out the nano fab. Oh, I have to, that's right. I haven't unlocked it. Oh, hello. A safe. Isn't that interesting? We also discovered over here a generator. This device is linked to power grid L1. So we don't, for the moment, I don't see any other devices that are linked to that grid. It's not clear what that's doing. So we're gonna continue creeping forward here. Let's peek around the corner. Shoot. So I don't know exactly where that guard went, nor when he might be back. This is a little bit scary, and like you wanna play safe, right? You wanna creep, but the security level is a harsh mistress. It can be a harsh mistress. I also don't know how long this guy's route is. Yeah, you can see we saw this guard is equipped with a heart monitor, so even if we found a way to kill him, it would just set off the alarm.
Okay.
I'm gonna duck into the little corner here with Banks. I'm not gonna put her on Overwatch mode because if you put them on Overwatch mode, they will take any shot they get. And I don't want to spend a dart on this guy if it's not absolutely necessary. So those darts are very limited. And with her, I'm going to do the same kind of, I'm just going to duck behind cover here. Really, really don't know what we're looking at yet. Ooh, okay.
What?
All right, bad news. A guard's about to shoot me. My agent has a chance to escape, so basically if this agent takes any action that doesn't result in her getting out of the red marked squares, then she'll be shot. I can move here and we'll be safe, but he will know that we moved to that location, and that'll be his next thing. And then because we got seen, it added an extra wedge to the alarm tracker.
Yeah.
So I am going to duck behind this real quick. Were I to click this, we would see that his move is now that, right? He's going to run right up to it. You can see here the sort of the tiles with the red on them are in his main view.
Okay.
The tiles with the yellow are tiles that are within his view cone, but where he can't currently see me because there's cover. Like I would be safe here.
Gotcha.
And then these half red tiles are locations where he can see me, but he won't immediately shoot. They're outside of his like immediate line of sight. So if I were to step here, he would turn toward me, and it would change his vision cone and stuff.
This is something that's
I'm gonna move
interesting
to
to
the
me.
edge of the cover, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna go into ambush mode. I believe he's gonna run. Oh, he's doing that differently than I thought he was going to. However, the way he's moving, he might not get vision of me until he's in this tile. We're just gonna take him. This is my big brilliant plan.
Okay, so that's interesting to me about this.
Am I gonna
We-
dunk
we-
this guy?
I've seen you play some stealthy kind of games in the past, but they've been action games. And, a big question is, can they see me? And not being sure when you are visible or not, when you are audible or not, until, something happens. And here, where you are given this information, it's all laid out to you, so you can make those decisions. I guess that's just a function of it being more of a tactics or strategy game than an action game. But I don't know. I think that's
we can be a little bit more cavalier over here. I think we know there's not another patroller through this zone, or at least we think we know that. Oh wait, no, now it's showing us hunting. Well, whatever. Okay, that's actually fine.
Yeah, I think it's interesting though the layers of information the game is giving you.
I'm not sure what caused him to change his path, because nothing. Yeah, I don't know. I want to jump his ass. So actually, if he's gonna take this path, I'm coming over here. All right, so I went ahead and tapped that other dude.
Alarm level 1.
Yep. Okay, so
Cameras activated.
additional cameras come on at level 1. Some of the security cameras in the building are not active when you're at level 0. This guy, I darted him, and that was good and smart and fun. So here's an important idea. He has 1 turn before he wakes up. If you pin an agent, or pin in an enemy unit, it prevents their timer from decreasing if you have somebody on top of them. So first of all, I'm going to rob him. Pass card, 100 creds. Sick. Then I'm going to grab his ass and drag him over here. I'm going to drop him, and we're going to go ahead and unlock this nanofab. We just got a little bit of extra money here. Okay, everything in the nanofab is incredibly expensive. So it is the awesome cyberpunk future. Your agents have slots for cybernetic augmentation. So we've discovered here a hollow circuit overloader. Knocks out all enemies in a small area around this agent for 2 turns. This effect triggers after the agent becomes cloaked for any reason. That's pretty fucked up and awesome. We've also found a Thermal Disruptor 2, a 3-turn cooldown armor-piercing melee weapon, but it costs 2 power per point of armor that you bypass with it. We have exactly enough money for that, and I'm going to be honest with you, that is a really, really good weapon. But we're also Banks is not very good at carrying gear. We're at her carry capacity already. We can pick up more items, but the more items we have, the less she can move. She loses an AP for every item beyond her capacity.
Okay.
I kind of want to pick up the Thermal Disruptor. Once we start running into armored guards, things are going to get real scary. I'm doing it. I'm buying it. We'll deal. We'll just deal. And so now I could tag this guy with my Thermal Disruptor to reset his KO. And it doesn't even cost any power because he doesn't have any armor. It puts the thing on cooldown. So it has a 3-turn cooldown, but I think that's fine. And that'll mean that I could basically run. Because it gives me a little
Okay.
bit of wherewithal to run away. So I thought this guy was I thought this was going to be close enough. I think he has to become orthogonally adjacent in order for her to ambush him.
Okay.
So now I have to make the decision. Do we want to step in and grab him? Or do I want to just try to sneak past? I'm a little concerned, like, with him remaining alert. I'm a little worried. What do I think he's going to do? I think he's going to move around erratically because he's in hunting mode. But he's going to move around erratically in the wrong direction. So you know what? I'm just going to take this opportunity to keep it moving.
Fake Alex Blue mentions, I love the work they've done with these character portraits. And yeah, I think the art in all the Clay games you've shown me has been really exceptional.
Yeah, their art team is extraordinary. So unfortunately, what we've learned is that this is a dead end. There's nothing over here. In order to get back to the mission area, Nika's gonna have to get through this guy. And time is a ticking. Oh, there's a camera. There's a camera right here that just came on. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and burn 2 power on that. I am not going to be restricted in this area. Okay, so sprinting. If you go into sprint mode, you gain 3 AP, but you can only toggle this when you're at full AP, and in sprint mode, moving makes noise. Ordinarily, your units move silently. I am going to sprint Nika to the doorway here.
Hey, investigating.
He's going to hear that. That's fine. That's the plan. This guy is now out for some considerable amount of time. I'm gonna move on. You can see having to hack a bunch of stuff quickly starts to make mercenary very fucking expensive. But I do want to unlock this safe because I think we're gonna go and get ourselves control of this safe. 150 credits, not bad. Alright, that guy's his thing is ticking again because he's no longer pinned, but because we just restunned him, he's down for a minute. Surprise! Okay. I remember Nika's thing drains our power, her stunner. So we're down to 8 power already. Because of Nika's adrenal regulator, she just gained 3 AP for tagging that guard, which is great news. I think we don't want her to have to run the long way here. So we're going to have Banks come over and unlock the door with the keycard she scavenged. And then we don't really know what we're looking at over here. We can see there's a vision code. I don't believe it belongs to a guard. I'm pretty sure this vision code is from a camera or something. Yeah, and it's in that corner. Okay. That guy's down for 3 turns. Let's rob him before we leave. Oh, it turns out he had a key. I didn't need to have her unlock that. Well, whatever. You know, honestly, I probably should have sprinted her this turn too, because we know that all the guards in the area are unconscious. All right. Well, here's a question. If Nika has a card, do I want to just drop this one? Because it is costing me an AP.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Let's move along this way for the moment. I think since they're moving together, I am going to drop this. Maybe that's going to get us in trouble later, but I want my AP back. I was definitely leery of sprinting this turn because we're moving into who knows what. This guy's about to wake up. We need to be gone.
There is a question in the chat.
Okay.
Can you lock the doors behind you? Since they don't have key cards.
No, key cards only open
Okay.
doors. We don't know how to lock their doors. That's a little bit of a,
Okay.
there's not really a good, like, diegetic reason for that, but just game mechanic stuff, right?
Gotcha.
Okay, terrible news. I mean, the good news is this room has a safe in it. The bad news is this room doesn't have anything other than a safe in it. I'm going to go ahead and hack this at the cost of 6 power. Okay. Credits is good. Credits is fun. Oh boy. This guy's down for another turn. Do I think this guard's gonna go? Tricksy stuff. See, the problem is I can't hack the camera over here. Oh, I didn't realize. This is why the tactical view exists. I didn't realize we could get around here. I thought these were 2 separate little hallways. So the camera that's generating the vision is in this little alcove, I think. Which means we can avoid it entirely.
Okay.
Uh-oh. There's a guy beyond that door. Okay. So, all firewalls have increased in strength by 1. Bad news. The good news is, first of all, the security level increased, so our mercenary has reset in cost. And also, we hit alarm level 2, so now our dynamo is drip feeding us 2 power points per turn. So we're a lot better at making power now. Let's peek through this door. What do we got? Okay, that guy is right there. There's a tremendous amount of vision in this room. That guy's gonna walk back out there. Okay. He's definitely in somebody's vision cone. You get a better peek through an open door, but obviously, vision is tricky. I'm gonna open this. I'm gonna peek it. We're definitely taking this camera over. And you can see things now have extra firewalls. Fortunately, Mercenary breaks 2 firewalls per use. So let's just make this thing ours. Yeah, you
How
can see
far
there's
up?
still some vision and stuff going on in there.
Question from the chat: how far up can the security level go?
I believe it caps out at 5.
Okay.
At 5, new guards are teleporting onto the floor, and it gets very, very bad. We do not want to still be here when that happens. I'm gonna pop this save too, and then I think so. Do we know what this guy, Nika, spend an action point looking at this guy through the cameras? Okay, that guy's running over to there. I am concerned that during this part of his movement, if I had somebody here, he would see them. So I don't want to put Banks there. I'm going to tuck her in this corner instead. And you can see we can transfer items when we're adjacent. I think what we're going to do right now is just wait. These 2 guards are going to be running around and causing all kinds of trouble, but hopefully they won't see us. Obviously, after a guard has been knocked out, he gets a little ornery. I think I'm going to do a transfer, actually. I'm going to hand this fancy thermal disruptor over to Nika. Nika's the one who wants to be attacking people, right? Because she gets the bonus. So I am going to have her just run up on this dude, and we're going to jump him. Okay, 90 credits. Not bad. You get in here. Oh, that's a small error. I should have closed the door behind me, just for, safety's sake.
Mm-hmm.
We have a console here. I am once again just going to econ this power. Just turn that directly into credits, and then lift the contents of the safe, and I guess move to here. Okay, Nika's got a little bit of AP left. Let's just grab this security guard and drag his ass over to the wall. Okay, I feel like we're not like 1,000% safe necessarily from these guys, but it seems unlikely to me that either of these two would run all the way over to this room, trying to investigate what happened to them. He's doing a great job of looking around. You can't say he's not. All right, let's peek the door. Okay, not hugely informational. How about this one? Some kind of visibility. Also, so this is a device on the L1 power grid. You remember the L1 power grid controlled by this generator over here that we saw? It may turn out that coming over here into this dead end room was actually very worth it, because otherwise I don't think we'd have a way of turning this off.
Okay.
Let me open the door here and peek again. Let me get a better peek. I'm trying to figure out. There it is. Okay. Trying to figure out where that vision is coming from. So this is a 2-power hijack. Yeah, unfortunately, because it's so expensive to use our hacking tool, getting through this room is going to be a little tricky, because it's going to cost us 4 power to turn off the camera, which I think we do need to do in this case. And then I'm just going to drag this guard. This guard's just coming with me for the moment. Drop your ass here. Close the door behind me. Hack the console for 2 additional power. And then we're going to have to wait to get beyond this laser grid, we're going to have to wait until I have the 6 power necessary to turn this off. So maybe I shouldn't have turned the power from this thing into money, I guess. Oh, cool. Another safe. Just what I needed. All right, we'll split up our agents here, because we got to figure out where this information terminal is, and we got to do it fucking quick. All right, what I'm really hoping is that we will discover another power console.
The executive terminal is the large device with the simplified controls. There.
Take that, executives. Okay, well, that's what we're after. That is now priority.
Warning.
Oh, I don't have enough AP to actually get through the door. Okay. I think Nika's maybe just gonna stay put then. Well, there's a door over. Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Aha. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, okay. There's. It turns out there's probably not actually a good reason to hack this, because all that's beyond it is a door that leads into the same room. The maps are procedurally generated.
Okay.
Sometimes you get anything that doesn't
makes sense.
necessarily make the most sense in this way. Okay, guards are still running around. We can see them on the camera feed since we have control of the cameras. I'm going to go ahead. We just got enough power from our drip feed to use our hacking tool one more time. We're going to open up that executive terminal. And then I guess we should close the door behind us. Yeah, it's just safety. One thing I really like is that they went all out with the art, right? They went all out with the cyberpunk corporate art kind of stuff, but they knew it was going to make things kind of hard to read sometimes, and so they give you a button that you can press that just puts the game in this mode. So, like, here's what the actual gameplay mechanics look like. Here's where collision blocking is. Here's everything's nice and clear.
I appreciate that it has, both this very appealing presentation,
You've got the site list.
but they give you tools.
Changed up their patrols. Be careful on your way out.
Tools for the functionality, and I think that's really smart, because I know a lot of people who will go one way or the other and not try to do both, and I think this is good.
Okay. I'm repinning this guy. This is the exit transporter right here. This area with the arrows. So what we need to do, in theory, is just get Banks over here while Nika keeps this guy from waking up. But like Central said, the guards get a little bit weird at this point, and also the guards will start to go to places they weren't going before, and also we got an extra guard, which is not ideal. All right, I'm just gonna put her in Overwatch mode. If that dude pokes his head through the door, he's getting shot. We can't see him, so we can't predict his movements. So I'm gonna have Nika stand behind this door in ambush mode, and she will just she will drop him if he comes this way, and let's see what he does. We have the advantage of controlling all the cameras around here, so we will know exactly what's happening.
Investigating the area.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. The security level just reset. So we do have cheap hacks. So I'm going to pop the safe. We're going to need a lot of material to get out of here, you know? I'm just going to help myself to, oh. Interesting. A med shell. Revives a dying agent. This is a valuable thing to have. It's a little bit of a bummer to have it on her at this moment. I do think I am going to do this the loud and clumsy way.
Okay.
Because that guard's still pretty far off. I'm just going to
be a
run
nice change
through
of
the
pace.
door,
I'm not used to you doing it that way.
tag this guy with our other dart. Nika's going to go back to holding this guy down. And Banks is just going to full sprint. We had a dart left. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay, those guys are running. Those guys are sprinting for this area. I guess that makes sense. They know that's where the executive terminal is, right? Oh, she can't sprint because of her because she's encumbered. I did not realize that was a thing. Uh-oh.
Well, that's trouble.
Troublesome. She can make it to exactly not quite through the doorway. Well, then I'm going to move to almost the doorway. I'm going to move to this point where we're in cover. So if somebody comes through the door, this guy's going to wake up. God damn it. I mean, running through is not going to help.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit end turn.
Okay.
Okay, that guy's okay. He woke up, but he's looking that way. He's gonna turn around and look where he was shot from. But you're not going to be there anymore by the time he does it. Close the door behind you. Oh, okay. Nika is going to re-tag this guy for good measure, and we are out of here. I think Banks has enough AP to make it to the elevator. Yeah, just barely. Woo.
That executive had a very interesting list of contacts. I'm sure they won't miss it.
Good job, baby.
Thank you.
So this is the first mission.
That was the first mission. That's as easy as it's gonna get.
So they're all at least this stressful.
Yeah. I mean,
you know
like,
what,
to a certain extent, right? Because, like, your agents are going to get better. You're going to get better equipment. They're you know, at some point, maybe you get stronger faster than the difficulty scaling. So, the stats. Speed. As you level up speed, you get extra movement, obviously. At maximum speed, you also get an additional +1 movement when sprinting, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
A max speed agent in sprint mode is going to cross the map really fast. Hacking increases the amount of power you get per console hijack, and the 5th level is twice as effective as the other level gains, as you can see there. Strength improves your carrying ability and the speed with which you can drag people. A maximum strength agent also gets bonus KO time on their melee weapon attacks.
Okay.
And Anarchy lets you steal. So everybody can steal from knocked out guards. Banks has the ability to pickpocket people who are looking away from her, and with more levels of Anarchy, you would steal progressively more money up until at max level, where you can steal actual items from the guards and not just their money.
It's weird that they named that skill Anarchy.
I am
instead
absolutely
of
giving
like
her a point of strength.
capitalism, because like this is kind of like the opposite of anarchy.
Okay, all right.
I don't.
Okay.
Mm.
We're gonna give Banks a point of movement, maybe. Being able to carry more items is nice. Actually, yeah, we're point of strength for everybody. Actually, points of strength all around.
I've re-established contact with Monster. His network picked up the attack just before it hit us, and we're working to trace it back to the source. In the meantime, he's offered to sell us some of his more rarefied stock.
Greetings. I don't often perform transactions face-to-face, but Gladstone is an old friend. I'll contact you when anything becomes available.
Thank you, Monster. If we find their central server, we may be able to bring them down, or at least distract them long enough that they lose our trail. Continue scavenging operations, and I'll keep you posted as more intel develops.
So as you saw on that initial screen, there are like 14 agents or something like that. So we have like a physical fighter and a kind of hacker, but a very like money focused hacking character. But you can imagine with these mechanics how they're sort of like their capabilities are spread across the broad palette of things here. Okay, so now that we have the Rolodex, we will get to choose our missions from here on.
This is a regional security office, so expect hardened resistance.
Ooh.
High-level security operatives may have specialized gear that we can repurpose.
Yeah, but also they're using the very specialized gear. So advanced tactics and equipment, there's going to be probably robots on site, but they have a weapons lockdown room. They have some cool fucking toys. Another thing that's nice about this is that it's close. It would only be a 7-hour flight here. If we go for the Plastech
This is a
server
data center that
farm,
handles network security for the region. We can find programs here that will give Incognita some new tricks to use in the field.
more incognita abilities is definitely interesting. Although we're having a lot of power problems. Some of the programs do generate more power. That could be useful.
There's a highly placed executive burning the midnight oil at this office, with half the security detail that someone with that kind of access would usually have. Let's crack open his brain and steal his access codes.
Okay, so the primary reward for this one is a vault access card that will be useful in a different mission later. And then over
The corporations
here,
make a brisk trade selling augments to the public, but they keep the best gear for themselves. We can get some quality time with an augment implanter if we infiltrate here.
so yeah, over here we could get some implants without having to pay. I am disinclined to take on the security level 2 missions with the gear we have.
Okay.
We would probably be able to force it with the upgraded, with the fancy thermal disruptor that we bought. But like that dart gun is going to be borderline useless in a lot of these things, especially the robot one. Obviously, robots are not particularly vulnerable to the knockout dart. So I'm inclined to take one of the longer flights.
Okay.
I do like the idea of more cybernetics, but I kind of want the
There's a
vault
highly
access
placed
card.
executive burning.
We're going for it.
Coordinates locked. Ready to engage transfer beam.
All right. Locate the financial suite, get out alive, and of course, ransack the place. Thank you, Banks. She loves to say spy shit, you know? It's her favorite. That's a dead end. Okay, well, good to know. Somebody had to find out. I'm gonna open this door and peek. Okay, there is a guy. But we don't know anything about this guy. What's this guy's deal? Amabel?
I don't know.
Well, fucking figure it out, please.
Okay, I'm looking. He has a
Interesting. And
letter?
as he opened the door through there, we saw that there's some kind of secondary server terminal in that
Okay.
room. Should I swap the thermal disruptor back to Banks? Now that she can carry more items, it's less devastating for her to have a secondary weapon. I think I'm going to. Because as things are right now, she doesn't have a melee weapon.
Okay.
You can have the bed gel. This way we can both carry some stuff. Okay. And this way we can have Banks like go to here. Oh, he was looking at the door. I didn't realize he had turned around. Oh, he hadn't turned around. It's a different guy. Shit.
And the first guy has a
Shit.
gun?
Shit. They both have guns.
Okay, it looks like he's pointing at the other guy. I don't
No,
know.
they're just walking around.
Okay.
So this guy's coming. And if this guy was our... Can we tell? Okay, he plans to continue walking forward. I was going to say, if he turns around on his patrol and this guy comes to investigate the door, that could be a really messy situation. I'm going to ambush when that guy comes through. We're gonna let him know. Oh my god. Why are there so many guards? Okay. This is gonna get messy. Before we get worried though, let's just okay, security pass card. I'll take that. Thank you. I gotta move this body. Let's dump him behind this fancy weapon case. Shit, what am I gonna do? I mean, Nika could grab his ass.
Cat of Nine Tails asks if you stumbled into an annual security guard convention.
I'm a little worried that it might be the case. So we don't even know what this is. There's a power supply over here connected to grid N2. We don't know what that is either. All right, well. So keep in mind, her thermal disruptor has a pretty long cooldown.
Mm-hmm.
Nika's does not have a cooldown, but it consumes power when we fire it.
Okay.
Okay, we're just gonna continue being careful. As long as we're just knocking them out, we're not. Wow, that guy also had med gel. Cool. Okay, so the other guy left the room. Let's just peek the door here. Is he coming back? He's coming back. Well, it's the joy of the zero cooldown thermal disruptor. And I guess Banks is gonna come over here, close this door, duck behind this thing, just stay low while all of the action occurs. And I mean, I guess I'm gonna hack this. Let's crack this open because it's free to do so. Okay, we found some software. So Wrench here is a 3-power hacking tool that will break firewalls exactly 3 strength. And Shade is a 1-power tool that reduces the sight range of guards with a 2-turn cooldown. That's pretty neat. We don't have the money for either of these, but that's interesting. Also, extremely charming presentation. Guess what? Fuck you.
I would not have guessed that.
You would not have guessed that I chose violence? Aha.
Not your
Camera.
usual.
Yeah, you're right. It's very, very strange. Okay, so I don't love this. We have 2 doors.
Oh wait, I forgot. We're playing a stealth game, so violence is what you would choose.
They keep making it really good to do it. I will not accept this level of harassment. All right, I'm going to move Nika up to this side of this door. I'm a little worried about the fact that there are doors on opposite sides of this room that people could come through, and there's not a lot of cover in here. The reason I placed her here is that if somebody comes through the door and draws on her, she can duck behind the power thing. It's not a good position to be in. Banks will have to save her somehow. But that gives us at least a plan if something happens.
Yeah.
Banks is just going to pin this guy for the turn. We'll just keep his timer locked.
The executive has been located. Disable him and get his cerebral implant ready for the interrogation.
All right, well, I'm glad I didn't just throw that door open. Okay, I think we're going to have a lot of angry security behind us in a second here.
Cameras activated. Surveillance level increased.
He didn't move. He's just standing there looking at the door to his office. Amabel?
What?
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. But someone made a note. So Cat Nine Tail says, note to self, finally buy myself an I'm Doing Stealth Amabel t-shirt.
It's true, they're in the store. Merch link somewhere.
Oh, I should
When I say
the
the store, I mean your personal Teespring.
ePublic, yeah.
Yeah, okay, TeePublic. Sorry. How dare I?
And I will find that I'm doing stuff. Actually, you know what? It's on sale today, apparently. It is $16 US instead of 23.
I love apparently.
Well, I don't choose that.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm turning this generator, now that it's free because the security level reset, I'm just gonna flip the generator. I don't even know what it does, but it'll probably be important later. Alright, so I opened and closed the door to draw the executive's attention. Oh, you fucking dick. He walks too slowly to get over here and absorb the ambush. What a bag of wieners this guy is. And we don't have any ranged weapons because I used all my darts. Like, we need to buy more ammunition somewhere.
Yeah.
I think we just don't do anything. I think this is a do nothing turn, and I hate do nothing for a turn when the security guards are waking up behind us.
Yeah, no, that's not the opportune time. Like, you don't have a lot. Like, I really appreciate these kind of tactics games where you have so few turns. There's so much
Into his cerebral implant now, but it'll
time
take
pressure in a way.
Stay close to the target
Because-
keep the scan running.
Because then you
It's executive salaries, huh?
because then you have to really make every decision count, and I think that's hot take. That's good.
All right, so I tagged the shit out of him, but we got to keep somebody on top of him to scan his Johnny mnemonic implant. So while that's happening, I'm gonna have Banks close the door there and run over to this side of the hall because we don't actually even know what's over here, but I would like to. Okay, what's over here is a safe and a nanofab. And we're rich. I don't know if you saw how much money I took off of that executive.
It was a fair amount.
That dude was walking around with some change in his pockets.
While you're doing that, I'm getting that weird audio distortion on my end again, so I'm going to bounce out of the call and come back in.
Okay. You should fix your audio hardware.
Cerebral implant is transmitted. Begin
I'm trying.
beginning the scan.
Okay. All right, now unfortunately we don't have the power to hack any of this stuff. We're going to have to wait until the reset unless I can find another power console. So that is what I am doing. I am looking for... I'm looking for trouble. I'm just looking around to see if there's any kind of trouble I can get into. It's just another safe even. Interesting. I'm gonna close this door. And
I have
the
never
brain-
known you to get into trouble.
The brain scan is continuing apace. I'm going to move this body to an even more secure location. It's going to be really hard for people to see him over here. This guard just woke up, so there's potentially going to be some noise.
That's really nice, Cat of Nine Tails. I do seem like such a sweetheart. I have everyone fooled. Wahahaha.
Trickier than expected.
She's trying to, what's it called? What's the opposite of incept him? But he's had the training. His brain is trained to deal with intruders. I bet it's more cyberpunk decking style than Inception. But there's still, I mean, conceptually, they're not that far apart. So I just need to stay parked on this guy for another 4 turns. The security level is almost going to be 3 by the time we're allowed to detach from him. Oh my god. Yep. Guards are pretty mad. Okay, but the good news is... okay, that's bad news.
Damn it, he got his signal out. Expect more company soon.
That guy's armored. Don't care for that. I am thinking that I maybe need to move this body further from the door.
Okay.
Start hauling. Meanwhile, Banks is going to continue looking for things to steal. Pay dirt. So I'm going to crack a couple of safes. And then we're going to open up some consoles here. I'm going to convert the power from this one into credits because I'm greedy. Oh my god, Amabel. Look, oh my god, Amabel, look at all this stuff. We're rich provided we survive.
Okay.
And that enforcer is running to the location of the body. Where the body was, like when we triggered his defenses.
We've broken him down now. Almost there, operator.
We triggered his defenses and his brain let out a ping or something. So the enforcer's headed for there. We got him behind this table now. I got some big executive chairs between me and the problem, and hopefully that's going to be good enough. All right, in here we can hijack some power out of these consoles, which will allow us to crack this additional safe. Actually, we won't be able to finish cracking the safe until next turn because it has 3. This is like a very well defended safe, so we're gonna need 2 more power. So Banks is just hanging out here for a second. Nika cannot currently deal with an armored target. Oh no, and that guard's just gonna leave the door
Data's
open.
starting to come in now. Just a little longer.
Alright, well, we have enough power to finally unlock this safe. Get money, get paid. I'm gonna drop my key card. I don't think I need it. Alright, we have a real excess of med gel. I probably don't need to carry all this med gel. So that guard has opened the door and he's not going to be kind and close it behind him, but nobody's looking in this direction at this moment, so I'm going to drag this guy behind this partial wall over here. Okay, there's like a little table, but there's a place to sneak around behind it. Okay. He's just about scanned. We're just about done with him, but we're going to have to now get, like, Banks is going to get to pop all these safes on the way out, which is fantastic. We have a ton of money. But now we have to get Banks through the fucking, like, the nest of alerted guards, which is gonna be tricky. You know, I was just talking shit about all this med gel, but it is not impossible that we're going to need to use some of it in the near future.
We've got the vault passcodes. I've ejected a mem chip from his port. Grab it and get the hell out of there.
Man, I touched this guy's port. There's his vault access card. That's fine. I think I'm gonna take him. He's pretty well hidden here, and he's still got a 6-turn timer. All right, I'm bailing on him. Okay, that's interesting. I wonder if there's anything else going on in that room. We know that there's a laser grid over here. Probably the laser grid's protecting the his executive exit. Probably. This is where things get complicated.
Investigating area.
Amabel,
What?
look at this. What do you mean, what? Are you watching?
Sorry, I'm trying.
Look at this.
I am.
The guards both ran past. They like ran past, so they're both just looking away. This is our moment. How am I going to have enough?
I'm also trying to fix the Discord problem, so I can.
How am I going to have enough AP to get into another hiding spot? We can get to here. May as well pop the safe on our way out, and then like. Let me use one of Nika's AP to predict this guy through the cameras. Okay, so he's going to turn around and do that. I'm going to use another one of Nika's AP to predict this guy through the cameras. He's going to run into this corner and just look around. Okay. Nika can't predict the other guy. He's also going to continue running forward. Okay. So I will be safe to just duck in right here, but I'm gonna have to get moving real fast after that. When this guy turns around, I'm not sure exactly what will be visible to him and what won't. So he'll be here. This would be a pretty broad. I'm gonna put her here. I think this is gonna be just out of his line of sight. But if it's not, we're gonna use one of our rewinds. We're allowed 3 permission. This is exactly the kind of thing that they're for. Okay, this is a real dead end. That's a shame. But at least we pulled some power. All right, let's find out.
What was that? Looking around. Looking around.
I was outside of his vision. Another one of the guards came in through the shit. Fucking also shit. Oh yeah, evasion recommended? Thanks. That's good. That's good intel there. Okay. So, this guy over here has partial vision of us. We're in his, he's like, we're in his, hey, something's over there space. If I move, he's going to become aware of us fully.
Yeah.
Right, you can't fucking sprint with the stupid over encumbrance. Alright, here's what I'm doing. I'm gonna drop a med gel in here.
Okay.
So that she can sprint next turn. Because she's gonna have to come save Banks, I'm pretty sure. So I'm pretty sure if I step here, the guy will go, hey, freeze, and he'll turn on us with the gun. And then we'll be able to drop to this tile to drop out of his sight behind the plant, or to move through the doorway. But the big problem with either of those plans, obviously, is that it doesn't leave us anywhere to go after that.
Yeah.
Let's see if I'm right about this. Oh, no, okay, he doesn't even actually know precisely that we are there. That's wild. So I'm going to drop into actual cover. I'm going to close this door.
What was that?
What? He already knew we were there. You're going to... So you're marked as hunting, but you're not actually, when I predict you, it doesn't show you moving at all. And you are going to run up here. So yeah, I'm going to go into ambush mode because her thing is off cooldown. I think we're actually okay. I drew his attention over here, but because we're not in his main line of sight, he doesn't react to us immediately. Oh, that guy's throwing. I see. That little arced line from him was information I just didn't realize. Okay, so we're just gonna leave.
Yeah.
Close the door. Get out of there. Okay. I may as well go back to pinning the executive. All right, so we haven't seen the exit yet, but we have seen hard walls around the vast majority of the levels. The exit has to be over here. It has to be through this door.
Investigating. Hey, you okay?
Okay, they found the knocked out guard. It's not awesome, but it could be a lot worse. I actually am going to have Nika pick up her thing again because I think we are not going to be sprinting out of here. Turns out, carry capacity. It matters a bunch. This guy's still out for 3 turns. He's not, he's not a tough dude. He's an executive.
Checking things out.
I wish I could have gotten access to the nanofab with all this money that we have, but it's fine. We'll just bank for a little while, We will have opportunities to spend. I'm not worried about that. Boy. Okay, so there is some vision in this room. I'm pretty sure it's a camera. There it is. Yeah, okay. All right, we just get through this door. I think we'll be fine if we can just get everybody through this door and close it behind us. Nika's in not the best position right now. I'm gonna leave Nika in the open next to the door because in the position she was crouched in right there, she was safe from stuff over here. But if somebody were to open this door, they would be able to see her, and she doesn't have a square adjacent to her to run to for cover. Here, she can step through the door.
Okay, that makes sense.
You okay?
I'm fine.
All right. Okay, that guy's still he's looking around the area where the violence happened. Like we were loud and violent in these areas, and they know that stuff is up. Our violence was actually quite quiet and stealthy over here, and so they're not looking for us in the executive office. Okay, we have lots of power, so we got a console here that I can just turn into money. It is unfortunately only a single power, but it's not like we're desperate for cash at this moment. Let's crack that camera as well so we can move across here cleanly. Unfortunately, we just don't really know what's going on in this. There's like 100 doors over here. Who built this fucking place? All right, well, the way time is working out, I don't think we have time to be like demure about this, so we're just gonna move maximum speed toward these doors and see what's what. If somebody comes through one of them, I guess we're in a lot of trouble.
Investigating area.
Because here comes alarm level 4.
Alarm level 4.
One more guard patrol. So at alarm level 5, their security system starts dropping attention nodes on us, constantly drawing the guards forward, and also more guards spawn like every couple of turns. So like we're pretty close to this being unsurvivable. So let's figure this out. Okay. Very dense network of cameras. over here.
That's a good point, Robin, about noisy violence being the plan all along.
Hey, look what I found! More safes! So we're just gonna open these. Yoink, and also yoink. Now the bad news is, it turns out that the security doors are completely blocking Banks' path forward. And Nico is the one who held on to a security key card, so Banks is gonna have to wait for Nico to let her in.
Warning.
I think we're good though. I think it's just the exit from here. All right, it was that got a little close. That got a little tight for a minute there. The security, the what's his name? The executive's going to be waking up any moment now. Or no, he's definitely up by now. Let's have you step through here, unlock the security door. I guess I could have sprinted this. We could have gotten out this turn. Whatever, it doesn't matter. They're nowhere near us. The executive just escaped. He just ran off the floor. Be pretty bad news if we didn't already have all of the pay data.
Excellent. Now we need to find a place to use that card.
Okay. So, pretty much all good news there, really. We gained 1,800 credits. We stole a lot of things. We got some extra med gels, the vault access card. Basically, completely dominating success.
Real motivated seller. You won't
A
be
camera
surprised.
canister. Throw to place gives 360-degree vision in an area. That's pretty cool. We do not have the carry capacity for more toys, really. I think what I'm going to do is buy a point of strength for each of them, because it turns out it's really hard to carry loot in this game. And then, do we just buy more strength? I mean, like, I definitely want to have something in the bank. I'm gonna go. Yeah, we'll just hold there.
I think we're getting somewhere. Monster will explain.
You guys are good at covering your tracks. You've been hitting the corpse for years, but they've never been able to follow you home. I guess they were too distracted fighting each other to bother. Or maybe you were considered a useful pawn. Enemy of my enemy and all that.
What we do well.
Well, you must have finally done something to get their undivided attention. They were able to pinpoint your HQ by linking their surveillance nets. That's unprecedented. Not for the usual bullshit political reasons, but because of the sheer computational power required. They must have an ungodly powerful network hidden out there somewhere.
One that could host incognita.
Right. If you put your AI on that network, it would have an incredible degree of access.
Enough to wipe their security records and put Invisible back underground.
More like enough to force them underground, and who knows what else. As I said, it would be incredible. But that's jumping ahead. We have to find it first. They're still looking for you, but they're not hiding the fact anymore. Each time you do an infiltration, the global SecNet lights up like a Christmas tree. Do that enough times, and we should be able to cross-reference the traffic and find the location of the root node.
And then we can strike back. Well then, it's time for us to poke the bear.
Love to poke a bear. So I mean, that's a pretty good plot, right? As far as these things go, that's a good setup for continue doing cyber crimes.
Yeah.
So let's see here. What else do we got available?
Corporations have trillions in credits and assets.
high security
and they're too
vaults?
paranoid to trust it all to the banking system. The location of these vaults is a highly guarded secret. But
And
money
we-
has a way of talking.
We just got an access card to one of these, so I do think that there's a pretty good reason for us to just go 5 hours and hit this vault.
This is a data center that handles network security for...
Yeah, so you can tell from the
Executive terminals have elevated
from the icon the payout is. I think let's hit this vault. You know, we have a hell of a lot of money, but what if we had like even way more money?
Yeah. No, that sounds.
The corporations have
That
trillions
sounds
in
good.
credits and assets, and they're too paranoid.
We're doing okay. Things are happening. Okay, so recon the vault, get out alive, and it sure would be cool if we found something to spend our money on, right? This room smells like burnt toast, but most things do. Uh-oh, Banks. When was the last time you had a CAT scan? All right, let's just turn power into money a little bit here. What are we looking at?
You found the vault terminal.
Jesus.
Great. Now get over there and finish the job.
Okay, that's rad. Look at this guy. Okay, he's just gonna continue over there. It doesn't look like there's another door out of this room. I mean, that's lucky. Let's say, hey, Amabel, what's going on in the chat? Are people having questions or anything?
I have not seen so many questions. SB claims all the investment in strength is a tactical decision, but we all know it's really about buff women.
I mean, it's not about buff women.
Yeah, exactly. VFig says, but as much as I love this game, I had to stop playing it because the constantly increasing difficulty just stressed me out too much.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is definitely a stressful game.
Yeah.
So this guard's not actually armored. It looks like he's wearing armor, but from a mechanical standpoint, he doesn't have a point of mechanical armor. Unfortunately, with there being like guards here walking at like cross paths and stuff, we can't actually get into the room. So we're gonna have to trick at least one of them out into here and drop him. So that's gonna be the plan.
From the chat, did you bring a vault key card with you?
Yeah, we got our vault access card. Turns out the password was just password 123. Nobody reads those memos. I spend so much time writing those memos. Probably close the door, I guess.
Did you see that?
Oh, did you see that? I better run out there and figure out what's going on. Yoink. All right. Great news. We are queens of the vault. Okay. Creds, password. Adrenaline regulated. So there's somebody making a ton of noise over here, but they haven't come through this door yet, and I'm gonna hope that they're not going to. That's my big brilliant plan, is hope.
Yeah.
This is glowing. What the hell is this? Alerts guards and raises the alarm when it hears a loud sound. Yeah.
Not to be a bother, but could you possibly end the stream you're feeding me on Discord and then resend it to me?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let me kill this. Hold on, I'm gonna do this real quick. Okay, I'm just like refreshing the call as a whole here.
Hello.
Hello. It does seem like your computer is maybe having some kind of problem.
So it's a Discord level problem.
Okay.
It's not my tech. So what it was, it's fine now. It's easy to resolve. And I think the way to resolve it is to have you refeed me the stream. But what it is like this distortion and like this sharp crackling noise that just happens frequently, but at unpredictable intervals, and it has been stressing me out. Thank you.
Okay, so I had to turn off 2 different sound bugs here just for safety. I didn't have to turn these off. We could have stayed quiet, but I thought it was best we turn these off for safety's sake. That's put us in a little bit of a position power-wise. So oops, not that. I meant this. So we're gonna have Banks drop this guy instead of having Nico do it, even though Nico gets the extra AP, just because I'm trying to keep trying to keep some power in the bank for the moment.
Stephanie is asking, has SB ever touched my PC? It seems any PC she touches becomes haunted.
That's not wrong, but
that's not wrong.
You're coming through a little bit quiet.
Oh, still now?
Now, yes.
Now I'm quiet. Okay, that's very strange.
All right, we have fired the vault terminal. Look at all these loot boxes. And also,
they'll change their codes after this. That one's useless to us now.
The vault access card has been used. Okay, now we just gotta hope that nobody comes in here until we're done robbing the place. Sorry, go ahead.
Was it you actually built my PC or helped me build it? I think you did most of the building. I did a little bit.
You definitely built your PC. I was on hand. Ugh, these secure cases have their own firewalls. Fucking security. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Let's just loot this stuff. 290 credits. 350 credits. Oh, sweet, sweet loot. The thing is, we don't want to be in here for very long because I knocked a guy out in the other room. Oh, look at all that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So we're not going to have the ability to crack these cases until the security level changeover. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. We don't have vision this guy anymore either, so I can't tell how long until he's going to wake up. All right, I'm going to have you repin. I'm going to have you make for the door, but not quite make it to the door. Because we're just going to have to re-tack that guy. I think that's the only way. All right.
Alarm level 1. Additional cameras activated. The walls have eyes.
Okay, her gun is off cooldown. Or her gun, her thermal disruptor is off cooldown.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to step through here and re-tag this guy.
Got him.
Got him. And then step through here and then cover this guy again. Nika is going to pass off an item. Let's give you an additional med gel. And then it's going to be Nika who goes and loots the crates. Because now that we've got a reset here, we can crack one of these for free and one of these for our 2 remaining power. Okay. Whew.
I agree they're fake Alex Blue. I assume it's not credits you're looting, but an abstraction of corporate secrets, which have resale value. That makes sense to me.
They are
keep some money laying around the office.
They are Shadowrun style verified cred sticks because that's
okay.
What I want them to be because I like Shadowrun.
You do like Shadowrun.
What have we here? A research experiment. This is a thing we could sell. The black market will pay well for these secrets.
Everybody, get you a girl that looks at you the way she looks at Shadowrun. Let me tell you.
Some editions of Shadowrun. Okay, well that was extremely lucrative. Now we need to find the exit. And we have, a limited amount of time to do it because there's a guy. This guy's gonna wake up again, and he's gonna be even madder this time. All right, let's have a look through. Like, who is in here running around? Ah, okay. So this guy has a point of armor. That's what this 1 above his head means. With a point of armor, he is simply completely immune to weapons that do not have armor piercing. We have 1 such weapon. It is off cooldown in a second here, but it costs power to perform its armor piercing tasks. We are out of power, so I think that this is bad. That's my opinion about the situation that we find ourselves in. We're gonna have to try to go this way.
Would you say Shadowrun is your favorite cyberpunk thing?
Yes.
More than Johnny Mnemonic?
More than Johnny Mnemonic.
It's hard to believe. Which is okay.
So hold on.
Stumbleator asked-
Johnny Mnemonic is based on a.
What's that over there? A relay switch. Looks like we've hit a power relay station. If we have a lot of power, we can sell it off for some extra credit. You'll need to find a second switch. Activate them at the same time, and we'll have access to the power transformer, wherever that is.
I legitimately don't think I've ever seen one of those before, so that's neat. I'm not familiar with Johnny Mnemonic's based on a story, right? Like a written story by Gibson.
I think so.
I've never read this. I've only seen the movie, and I do like Shadowrun more than I like that movie.
Okay. Stall Tumblator asks, which editions are the good ones?
The ones before FASA closed down. So that'll be the first, second, and third. And really not first. Like second and third are the good. Third's the good one. Second's pretty good. Third is the magic spot. I played a little bit of fourth. I think fourth really, like, in their desire to update the setting, because, like, you know, when Shadowrun first came out, and now you got me talking. When Shadowrun first came out, it was cyberpunk futurism from the view of the 1980s, because it was the 1980s, right?
Yeah.
And then by the time, what is it, WizKids, I think, is who did 4th edition. Because FASA, the original corporation, Jordan Mechner's FASA, creators of BattleTech, originators of BattleTech and Shadowrun, went bankrupt in the late 90s. IP shuffle around, whatever. Somebody else ends up with Shadowrun. I think it was FASA, or it was a company called WizKids, I believe. When they decided to put out their new edition of the game and change a bunch of things, they tried to update it to a future that made more sense from the standpoint of the present. Like, for one thing, the Shadowrun future from the 80s is very low on, like, personal wireless tech. Like, Wi-Fi is not really a concept, which seems crazy as a way to think about the future from where we are now, right? The ubiquity of phones, the ubiquity of cell phones is not really a thing in Shadowrun, and there's not really a good reason for that. So, you know, they decided to make a bunch of updates to make it make more sense as a future viewable from the place that we are now. But in doing so, they really broke the fucking, like, the dumbass pink mohawk spirit of it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I want to be clear, I do think 4th edition does make some really good mechanical changes. 3rd edition is a sort of a nightmare mess of systems that all work at cross purposes, and the rules have a lot of, like, weird exceptions, and everything works completely unlike everything else. And there's a sort of an eldritch beauty to that, but it does make the game hard to play and hard to run. And in particular, under the 2nd and 3rd edition rule sets, it's very difficult to really integrate a decker with a team doing on-site work because of how complicated the decking rules are, how much time it takes to adjudicate decking. So 4th edition fixed some things, but it broke the spirit and the setting, which I think are too important to really let go of. One thing that 4th edition does that I really love is it separates the ideas of manual dexterity from speed and physical agility. It's wild that is still a thing that would be kind of revolutionary if they were to do it in, like, D&D today. Dexterity, as it stands in the sort of standard 6-stat games, is a fucking abomination and should be divided into quickness and manual dexterity. And they did that in Shadowrun 4, and it was absolutely correct. They were right to do it.
So, an interesting point.
I do not think... I didn't really play... I'm not familiar with Shadowrun 5 very much. I didn't play Shadowrun 5. I have read through the rulebook for Shadowrun 6, and I think Shadowrun 6 is just... Shadowrun 6 is they fucked it all the way around. Shadowrun... I believe that it is the case that 4th, 5th, and 6th edition are each different companies. I think the IP's been bouncing around. But 6th edition seems awful. From my path through the rulebook. I did not actually play, but I did read the whole rulebook. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, I know people mentioned WizKids, and
Investigating the area.
you know that they published the 4th edition, and they got a hold of BattleTech, but that was Jordan Weisman started WizKids.
Okay.
Like, yeah, so like that, because I did back when I was a magazine editor, I had to do I was assigned by the publisher, like, get an interview with Jordan Weisman. So
Yeah.
I got my friend.
I said Jordan Mechner earlier. That's definitely it's Jordan Weisman. I'm sorry.
I knew who you meant. Yeah.
Jordan
I got
Mechner
my
is a
friend-
different guy.
I got my friend Jamie Maurer to
This is a nightmare. by the
interview
way.
him, and
Just to interrupt your story here real quick to talk about what we're doing in the game. I think I'm just gonna crouch in these corners for another turn because we need power to get out of here. So I have to wait until our dynamo kicks in. So we're just gonna hang.
yeah. During the interview, it was around the time when after you had finished kickstarting the Shadowrun video games. This was I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe 10 years ago.
The Shadowrun video games, which you will note, are based on the 2nd and 3rd edition rules.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. Camera control of this hallway allows us to leave this room.
In the chat, Fake Alex Blue points out some of those old editions have some problematic ideas, and for sure, I feel like
Absolutely, yeah. Shadowrun absolutely has it. I mean, it falls afoul of all of the cyberpunk like Orientalism shit, and it's trying to be much warier about it, and it's in a lot of ways it's a lot better on a lot of the racism and stuff, but it also is definitely fully in the that weird idea that America had, that American money people specifically had in the 80s, that somehow the Japanese economy was going to devour us all, which doesn't, like, it makes no sense on the face of it. But here's the thing about people who work in money, the business of money. If they knew things, they would work in other businesses.
yeah.
So it turns out this way out also is fucking just festooned with additional cameras. I'm having so much trouble getting out of this vault. So I'm going to leave Nika over here, crouched on top of this captain, keeping him locked down. This guy's going to run around, and we're waiting for power.
I suppose while the subject has come up, would it be useful for you to educate me about the BattleTech, which I know almost nothing about?
I mean, maybe. BattleTech's like rad as a game. I don't know a huge amount about the setting. I know more than I used to because of having played, Oh no! Don't do that.
stream ideas for you.
Don't do this. Don't come in here. Shit. All right. Ambush mode. Nika's gonna drag this guy around here because we're gonna have to make a move.
Oh, absolutely, Fake Alex Blue. Blade Runner's full of that as well, and yeah, I think that's just every work is of its time in some way or another and reflects the values and anxieties of its culture. So, including the prejudices, including the stuff that's really shitty.
And the thing about, like, and I think it's important, the use of the word anxieties is really good there, I think, because, like, a critical part of anxieties is that they are often highly irrational. Right? I think I'm sprinting. I think I am fully just sprinting out of here. This is why I turned off all the sound monitors. Okay, so we're gonna leech power out of these power things. We are not going to turn anything into money. We are fully leeching real power because we desperately need to be able to hack our way out of this building. We got everything we came for, and now I'm just trying to leave. Alright, I can't do much about that guy. We can... Nika can make it through the door, close the door behind her. Okay.
So I know the structure of the game here depends on
This
time,
looks like
and
a
you
dead
spend
end. Oh no!
you spend time to travel and take on different missions. But like a run of this typically consists of what range of missions would you say to complete
That's a great
the
question.
story?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't know. I haven't played the game seriously in, many years. So,
Okay.
yeah. Unfortunately, there was a time when I would have been able to answer that question. I apologize that time is not now. All right, well, now I'm just pinning this guy. So here's the huge bad news. All the power and everything I spent trying to get through here away from the armored guards turns out to be meaningless. This is a dead end. We're going to have to go through the hallway full of armored guards.
That's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. It's even more unfortunate that I spent a bunch of time trying not to do that.
Investigating.
Okay, so we have a very expensive hack available. We have a lot of money. I'm not necessarily, I'm wondering if we should just bank power. Because, there are safes here, but they probably aren't worth very much. Yeah, I'm not going to spend power. Alright, let's get ready to do this. That guy can see the door. So, if I open this door, he's going to come over here. What's he going to do right now? Right now his plan is to leave the room. I think that's great, and we should encourage him to do that. Which is to say, we are doing nothing for the rest of the turn. Yeah, and this is especially bad because we're now trying to leave during alarm level 3. So guard density is going to be very high. This is a rough position that we got into because of our bad power generation setup. And there's not really a lot that we could have done about it. It just is what it is. Close the door behind you. Move to here. Can I see this guy? I can't. She doesn't have vision. Shit. I was gonna have her predict him, but I can't. So we're just gonna wait here. Alright. It is time to leave this area. How will we manage it? Well, right now, there's no vision. I'm going all the way through.
Okay.
So we know that there's that one armored guard who walks around in this area. I'm gonna have Banks. Really, Banks can't predict that guy? She would have to peek first, I guess. He is going to stand still. He's on his phone. Nope, that's fair. He is fucking looking at social media. Okay. This guy is probably not going to make it back in here, I don't think. I'm going to close this door just in case. Ugh. Okay.
What happened?
So there's the armored guard. Great news. The person with the armor-piercing weapon is right next to him. A charge pack refills a weapon's ammo. I love to refill a weapon's ammo. Personally, one of my favorite things. Manual reload. Now I have darts again. Also, fuck you. Caught him with the old bone deleter.
I missed the bone deleter. VFig says it was a bold strategy to loot the vault before establishing where your escape route would be.
Yes, I agree. Bold is the word. We're gonna open this up. Hey, we got some money. Can we buy some cool programs? A passive program that allows us to control drones for longer. Break one firewall on all detected devices within a radius of 5 tiles. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't think that these are very exciting. I am not going to spend money on them. So this guy's just going to stand here. He's just going to be perfectly stationary. I'm going to run up behind him. We'll just park it. We'll just park it here.
Do you think he's just
actually, I'm not
checking
going
it
to leave her
casually,
against
or...
the wall because I'm a little worried about people coming through this door. If she's here, there's a better chance that she can move there and cut off line of sight from the door with this short little wall. That's my hope.
Investigating the area.
Yep, see, it works.
Hey, intruder!
Oh, but that makes that guy turn around. That's extremely bad, actually. The shouting is a problem. Hey, guess what?
What?
Rewind. We're allowed 3 rewinds per mission. They take you back to the beginning of the previous turn. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and use one. Is that cheating, Amabel? What do you think?
No, I mean, it's a tool the game gives you.
It's a tool the game gives you. You heard her. It's perfectly fair.
And because it's a tactical turn-based game, but you are making decisions sometimes with not complete information. So I feel like a rewind function is pretty reasonable. Actually, something I've noticed in several of the tactical games that you've shown me, like this one, Into the Breach, a couple others, is that they have these kind of rewind functions. Mm-hmm. When did that start in the genre? Do you know? Is there an originator for an undo button in these kind of turn-based games?
No, I do not know.
Does anyone in chat know? Chat, sound off.
That guy was keeping a laser grid open. That guy was checking social media in front of the laser grid. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Turns out we can just leave. Full sprint to the elevator. Fuck this place. I hate it here. Let's go home.
Excellent work, operator. Now we have to find a way to spend our newfound fortune.
There's more mission. There's probably more money or whatever. I want the alarm level was so high. It was stressing me out. Okay, so
Me and Gladstone go way
you don't have
back.
anything. The good news is we have enough money to
I was her chief
to get pretty
tech officer
aggressive on our
for the
stats.
Cyber interdiction force. We put up a good fight, but it was a dead cause. In the end, the corporations just had the most toys.
I think we probably want to upgrade our power per console hijack a little bit to avoid having so many power problems.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of move speed would probably be good. I'm debating about pushing somebody to full strength just for the extra knockout power. But also kind of like, what if we max out anarchy and we just pickpocket all the guards real good? And everybody gets a little bit more speed.
Pattern resolution at 50%. Nearing confidence threshold.
Now we're getting somewhere. Where did you find this thing anyway?
Incognito was built back in the 40s by the pan-European government to run climate models. When the war broke out, she was retrofitted to predict troop movements. When we lost the war, I salvaged what I could of her central intelligence unit. We built Invisible together.
Funny. You never strike me as an anthropomorphizing type.
And you've never struck me as particularly charitable. And yet here you are, helping us out.
I guess we all have our weaknesses.
It's an awful lot of world building happening all of a sudden there.
Yeah.
So we got time for one more? You want to do one more?
Sure.
Okay, let's do one more mission. A cybernetics lab would be cool. I kind of want to pull
Executive terminals have elevated security
another
credentials.
directory.
Compromise 1.
Because here's the thing. There are facilities where they are holding additional agents. You can have more than 2 people. And we haven't been gifted with knowledge of any of those, so I kind of want to go get knowledge. It would be so fucking rad to have more people on the team, you know?
Yeah.
Executive terminals have
This is
elevated
heavily
security
resisted,
Compromise
but
1.
we're going to figure it out. We'll deal, is what we're going to do, is we're just going to deal with it.
Agents report to transport pads. Now.
So, I mean, listen, if you do stealth, okay?
Yeah.
I see people talking in the chat, and I know the kind of shit you're always saying. If you do stealth and you don't control the situation,
Yeah.
then the situation won't be under control. If you don't, it is still stealth if you punch everybody in the face on the way out. In fact, I would argue it's more stealth. That's interesting. This looks like an executive office type area, and that's the exit elevator.
I mean,
Very curious.
I give you some shit sometimes, but
You
I would
sure
do terribly. I would do terribly at this myself. And if I'm honest, when I think of like stealth, of someone sneaking into a place, getting stuff, sneaking out, what do I think of? I think of Bruce Willis and Danny Aiello and Hudson Hawk singing American standards in order to time their robberies, and it doesn't feel like you couldn't do that in Thief. The guards would hear it.
And there's nobody to sing
come
with
get you.
anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so some hackables are defended by demons. When we break the firewalls, in addition to the device becoming available to us, also the demon will be triggered, and who knows what horrible effects it might have. Let's find out. It turned.
Our luck is turning about. Now press the advantage.
It was a positive one for some reason. There was some weird code in there. Program power decreased by algorithm. Okay. The cost of our thing didn't go up by as much as it usually does. That's weird, and honestly, pretty welcome. Okay, so I'm not going to leave this initial room because we don't have the movement speed necessary to get to any cover, and we don't know anything about guard movements or anything. So let's just hold on a second here. Not so much as a heard footstep. Interesting. Let's peek around the corner. Huh. It's remarkably quiet here. Alright, you can step through. I'll have 1 AP left if I grab this console. Let me prioritize looking through the door. Huh. Nothing. Ambush in case, but no, this is just a weirdly empty quarter of the building. Okay, so there's somebody beyond that door. Let's take a second to grab the power out of this console with a +2 bonus, thanks to all of our hacking skill. Like, can I be honest? Like, so we were talking about Shadowrun, right?
Yeah.
3rd edition has this reputation, and rightfully so. And I even used the same words when I was talking about
There's the executive
for
terminal.
being kind of like
They're
a
writing gripping TPS reports on that.
TP. Remember, it's the thing. It's like the thing. It is super weird for the terminal to be right here.
Yeah.
So I would like to learn about detention centers, please. This terminal is loaded with information that can be used to find locations, but it's all encrypted. While Incognita downloads a large chunk of data, you've got time to dig for a site of your choosing. I want to know about the detention center. Give me that site list.
Good job. You've got the site list. They noticed you poking about and have changed up their patrols. Be careful on your way out.
This is so weird. The exit's right there. Like, generally speaking, missions do not work this way. This is a little bit of a danger of procedural generation.
Yeah.
When you make the thing by hand, you can ensure that it makes the kind of sense you want it to make.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
So-
nothing to steal over here. We could push into the facility a little bit and try to see if there's any like easily available money. I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But we might just leave.
You know, in a certain way, one way that the stream format differs from our usual
Uh-huh.
is because we're playing games and talking about them, and
Did you see that?
but we also have like the chat
Yeah.
being very entertaining. I just want to thank the chat. Thank you, chat, for being entertaining. And then it makes my job easier because I don't know what to say sometimes. So then I look over the chat and there's something I can read off or ask you about. Like, you started talking about Shadowrun.
Yeah, I was
for a
about to
moment
pick it
there.
up, but you started talking.
You're welcome.
Are you telling a long story as a way of asking me to resume the thing that you interrupted me to tell the long story about? Is that what's happening right now?
No, I just saw
Okay.
people in the chat being delightful. Delightful is the word.
Okay.
There is apparently a drinking game for when you talk about TTRPGs in streams. I don't know how I feel about that, but
I really like TTRPGs. So I was talking about like maybe we press deeper. Look, there's a safe over there and stuff. But like all of a sudden there's this guard and this guard coming toward us, and also there's another guard we can hear over here. So fuck that shit. We're leaving.
no. You know, you're right, Stephanie. It does sound like an Amabel thing to do to tell us a long story, to ask someone to resume telling a story. I love Shaggy Dog stories, especially. So, which, Samhain, you've never heard me tell one because I want you to keep loving me. So that's why.
I think it really says something about the way you think about your stories, that you think that you've never told me a Shaggy Dog story.
Excellent work, operator. Now to sift through the data and find the juiciest targets.
Well, that was fucking wild. I've never seen a mission like that where the thing spawned right next to the exit, and apparently, according to the total list of hackables and guards and stuff, that was a very small building overall. We did, in fact, get almost everything out of it. It was just a tiny, tiny mission.
Yeah.
These things happen. It's weird. But yeah, so the thing I was saying about Shadowrun is Shadowrun 3 has this reputation for being this sort of like terrifying Frankenstein's monster of systems that seem like they're from different games, sort of all cobbled together and laid on top of each other. And the thing about that is, like, first of all, I do want to emphasize that I do think that reputation is fair.
Yeah, that's what you like about it.
But yeah, like, honestly, I do kind of like that. Like, there are things about that that are actually really cool and good, is, I guess, the hill that I'm willing to die on.
It does make it difficult to run.
And yeah, it makes it, and way more of the burden falls on the GM than on the players. The players only really need to be familiar with their subsystems and the way the sort of like the way the resource models of the game are designed. It's very unlikely that a player will be engaged in multiple complicated subsystems. Each player, Shadowrun is a classless game, but generally speaking, most players will only get into one complex thing. You're very rarely going to have a character who's both like a magician and a rigger, or a martial artist and a hacker, because it just takes too much investment of character resource to be good at two things. unless your character survives for a very long time or something, which is not
We
what
need to
Shadowrun
keep
characters
moving.
do.
If the corpse get a fix on our location, we won't last long in a direct fight. Keep up the hit and run, and we might just get through this.
Okay, so we unlocked a couple of different the FTM detention center. So we unlocked a couple of places there where we could push through and
This is a private
free
corporate
extra
prison.
agents.
They hold high value.
You can have up to 4 agents running at a time, and obviously that makes it a lot easier to get away with bullshit. But also, it's hard to have 4 agents worth of functional equipment.
Yeah.
It's nice to have the extra hands for carrying objects, but like we don't have 4 weapons, so yeah, it creates other complications. And then of course the story goes places. You know, cyberpunk stuff happens, and I think it's good and satisfying cyberpunk stuff. I really appreciate actually the way this game has. Although it is procedurally, most of the content is procedurally generated, this game has what I call like the Fallout model of plotting, where it's like Fallout 1 and 2 both work this way. And to a certain extent, I think Fallout New Vegas does as well. Although Fallout New Vegas has a little bit... Well, I was going to say Fallout New Vegas has a little bit more tutorial than I would like, but actually that's true of Fallout 2 as well. They want to let you have the freedom to engage with the wasteland the way you want to for the most part, so they very rarely force you into anything. So like the real Fallout games, which is to say Fallout 1 and 2 and kind of New Vegas, all have this plot structure that's like there's one point at the beginning where everybody starts, and then there is scribbly space. You do you, friend. And then there's a second plot point that everybody engages in. And there are elements in scribbly space that are designed to funnel you toward this particular point. You have a middle plot point. And then after the middle plot point, you are given another large problem to solve. And it's just like, I don't know, figure it out. And scribbly space. And then there are elements of that scribbly space that are designed to push you toward a final plot point. And so basically the games only have three standard plot points, and then in between there's just room for you to like play. And this game I think does a really good job of managing its plot in the same way. When the timer runs low, we'll do that thing Monster said, where we'll find that network that we can host incognita on, and doing that will give us some more time, and then we'll have more space to play, and then we'll get to the finale. And I really like that as a model. I certainly prefer it to the model of like more Elder Scrolls-y type things, where it's like you can do whatever side quests you want, but you are also going to do our 45-point main quest. Fallout 3 is fucking interminable. The amount of places you have to go and go, hey, have you seen my dad? Are you my dad? Do you know my dad? Has he been here? Holy shit, I hate Fallout 3 so much.
I know you do, sweetheart.
I'm sorry. That was probably divisive.
I hope one day, maybe one day soon, when we have the time, I would love for you to show me the Fallout games. I've heard you talk about them.
Yeah.
We've been getting.
I have been personally receiving messages from people related to the Avowed series, going like, hey, y'all should play Pillars of Eternity. You're gonna play Pillars of Eternity, right? After this, you're gonna play Pillars of Eternity. And like, here's the thing, I don't want to promise nothing to nobody. This is not a promise, chat. But we have been talking about, Amabel's really not familiar with CRPGs.
No, not at all.
And we have been talking about doing not like a 4X school style thing, but like we have been talking about doing sort of like a trip through some CRPGs. We have a bunch of stuff pulled, and I kind of have a loose skeleton of a plan. The problem is, as those of you who are familiar enough with CRPGs to want this to happen, well, no, the playtimes can spiral, they can bloat, and a plan that's like, yeah, we would play some like gold box shit, and then we would play like Fallout, and then we'd play Planescape Torment, and then we'd play Arcanum, and then we'd get to Pillars of Eternity. That's Pillars of Eternity starting in like 2029, right? Like, so, you know, we're already doing a thing that is extending some distance into the future with 4X School, and I want to make sure that we have room to play other stuff too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and put up the post stream. We're post stream right now.
Yeah.
Whether or not I have brought us to the cave, we are definitely not in the stream anymore. I'm gonna cancel this and put on the music.
2 things.
Yeah, talk to me.
First, is this the thing you might want to come back to next week, or do you feel you've shown me all you want to show me of it? 'Cause I really enjoy.
That's up to you.
Okay, because the thing I want to avoid.
If you would like to come back to that and pick up some new agents and see where the game actually goes, we can absolutely do that. If we do that, my guess is it'll probably take like 2 more streams to get to the end of that game.
Well, to pull back the curtain a little bit,
And we
if
totally
I
can
know
do that.
what we're doing for the next couple streams, I
Yeah.
feel a lot better than the thing where we figure it out.
Yeah, I'm
couple
such a
days
I'm
beforehand.
such a seat of the pants, like I often don't know what I want to do for the streams until I sit down in the chair. And sometimes after that.
And even that, yeah. And that's okay. You know, I like doing them with you. And I'm sorry for like the middle section where I had the audio problems, because it actually made it quite difficult for me to focus and do my job. So I hope I recovered enough by the end of it. The other thing I wanted to say, he said, you know, well, that was stretching like 2029, and you know, we have. Here is the thing, though. You're gonna be stuck with me for so many years.
That's very sweet. Let's hope so. Sorry, I'm typing. So I'm doing things in the chat right now. Is why I'm a little disconnected. So like, yeah, there's a lot of I would love to get to. I would love to get to all those CRPGs. I really would. It's just,
You know, and it
it's
might be
just a
some of
big,
them-
it's a big plan. I don't know how long we're going to be playing Avowed, even.
Yeah, and it might be that some of them are like, you know, because like we looked at the Legend of the Grimrock.
Yeah,
two Legend of Grimrock games.
I
Because
thought
like,
I
oh, yeah.
definitely thought we were actually going to play through at least one of those.
Yeah, and so it might be that like we pull up in one of these things and it's like, well, we're not going to give this one 60 hours of our time.
Yeah, I
But,
found the combat stultifying immediately. I'm doing drugs. Everybody else should. Hey, don't forget your medications, friends.
Yeah.
Ooh, let me take the many pills that is required for me to live. And actually, I should probably be on a lot more medications.
You're going to be here for a long time, make it a good time too. I mean, I think we are, like, even when we are playing a game that's not great, like we went through all 3 Thief games.
Uh-huh.
And I would say like 1.5 of those are good.
Yeah, okay.
But I enjoyed
Thief
going
2 and the parts of
experiencing them
Thief
with
1
you.
that are not gold.
Yeah, like parts of Thief 1 and most of Thief 2, that last mission was just, it is some shit. So, you know, even if we're playing something that's not the greatest, experiencing it with you is really enjoyable. Watching movies with you, even if they're not the greatest. You know, like I still remember when we watched Chopping Mall. Chopping Mall is not a great film.
No, it is not. Also, nobody gets
But-
chopped.
Nobody gets chopped. It's a terrible title. But I think I enjoyed that a lot more watching it with you than I would have without. So
So the chat. Listen, we don't have. I would not describe the thing that's happening in the poll as a mandate, but it seems like people are okay with us continuing Invisible Ink at the very least. If that is the thing you want to do.
I would like to, as long as you would like to.
Also, here's a weird back end thing. The poll machinery. There are 2 different buttons that just end the poll, and I think that's a strange UI design.
That is a strange UI design.
We're calling that permission. I do think it gets more interesting when you have more agents, and we will have more agents. So,
Okay.
Yeah. So the post stream. Remember the post stream? Also, there's buttons down here I've never touched before. First of all, I can emote in the chat. Obviously, I can emote in the chat. I don't do it very much, but you know, there's all kinds of emotes. I don't even. What are some of these are? What even are these? What is that? What is this? What is that? It's like a green man who's like stop, and also I'm humiliated as like a face palm. Stop. What is that?
I don't understand it.
What is this? What does this express here? I
don't.
The internet, y'all. What a thing. I am allowed to donate to myself. There's a button for donate to myself, which I don't know what that would do. We're allowed to start a Q&A. We can do a live viewer Q&A. I can do this. It makes little confetti hordes appear. Okay, there's buttons. Hey Amabel, it's the post stream. Welcome to the post stream, y'all. This is the part of the stream where we talk about a thing in the last week that we have loved, or you know, it doesn't have to be in the last week. Fucking, there are no rules anywhere here or in life. Do what makes you happy. Talk about a thing you love. Help suggest to other people a thing that they might love as well. Because wouldn't the world be a better place if we were all happy instead of the other thing, which is what we are? I'm having a rough time. Who's got stuff? Slug Blasters is neat. Slug Blasters seems so neat. I would kill upwards of 4 people to get to participate in like a steady RPG group. Oh, yeah. I think I just solved my. What if I kill a bunch of people and I bind their spirits to this plane?
Okay.
And I play TTRPGs with their ghosts.
So a couple things.
Yeah.
I don't think you should be doing
in Minecraft. In Minecraft, asterisk in Minecraft.
Okay. That was the first thing. Or talking about it on the internet.
Tyrio, I did see Gastronauts has announced their 2nd season. I'm excited. I enjoyed Gastronauts quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Nick played Arnak, Ruins of Arnak the other day. I have played a lot of Ruins of Arnak in various stages of expandedness. I do think that's a pretty fun game. I think it's real goofy the way they tried to take the like the colonialist aspects out of what is basically an Indiana Jones fantasy game. I think they're mostly pretty successful, I guess. It is super fun to make friends with the Guardians and then have a giant stone owl fly you somewhere or whatever. Some people will tell you that overcoming the Guardians is an act of violence, or that you are somehow conquering them, but I refuse to think of it that way.
You are making friends.
Yeah, I make friends with the Guardians. And then Jeff's like, this item card that lets me overcome a Guardian for free is a pistol. And I'm like, yeah, you show them your cool pistol. And they're like, wow, that's neat. That's so rad. I've never seen something like that before. Ashen Soul's talking about Simbaroom. Simbaroom is a neat... I have the book for it. I haven't really read it. I have so many tabletop RPG books because I buy a system when it looks neat, when it gets my attention. But I've really not played that many. Simbaroom has a cool vibe. It has a really cool vibe. What else are people talking about? People are talking about stealing. Robin Bennett says, I've been stealing things this week and found that very enjoyable. Yeah, stealing's pretty rad. Exercise ethics, steal ethically. I would say that about most crimes. Most crime is pretty cool and good if you do it ethically. Not all of them. Some of them are. There's no way to ethically crime some crimes, but
yeah.
Who amongst us does not own more TTRPGs than we have played? It's nice to be among my people. Amabel, what do you got?
Okay, this morning I watched. I haven't watched a lot of stuff because I've been pretty exhausted. I finished working on a thing and then I had to take some days off, and I did not really consume much media that we haven't talked about before. But I did see this morning the short film One in a Closet or One in a Cupboard. It has two different titles from 1914. It is the second film directed by Mabel Normand, but the first two still exist because her very first film is lost. This one was considered lost until 2010 when it was found in New Zealand. They just found a copy in New Zealand with a title they hadn't seen before, One in a Cupboard, instead of One in a Closet, and that's why we have that film today. Mabel Normand was a actor, director in the silent era, doing kind of farce, not really slapstick, more farce comedy. Was the director who kind of taught Charlie Chaplin a lot of his how to film. It's a charming little 10-minute movie. It's a charming little Keystone style farce, and I like people named Mabel. I'm sorry, it's one of my It's just one of my problematic traits is that if someone's named Mabel, I like them.
It's a pretty low level of problematic there.
That's because I'm an angel.
Okay, I'm seeing Der Spider-Man in chat mentioning The Expanse on the last season now. Yo, I love The Expanse. I'm not familiar with the books, but I enjoyed the TV show very, very much. A lot of people, I think, are weirdly down on James Holden and his portrayal. I love James Holden in The Expanse TV show. I think that, what's his name? Stephen Strait fucking kills it. Because, the critical thing about James Holden is that everybody in the universe, including for much of the time, James Holden himself, wants James Holden to be a particular thing. They want him to be a hero or a symbol or some kind of larger than life thing. And we have a lot of stories of people who rise to that occasion, and become the symbol of their fear and the Batman or whatever the fuck. But James Holden is a guy who consistently struggles to meet that standard, who has a hard time being more than just some dude, even as he, is pulled toward it from so many directions and alternately wants it and then doesn't want it and then wants it again. I think that's very fucking compelling to just watch that guy normal man his way through the call of destiny. And I think Stephen Strait fucking nails it every step of the way.
When she says that some people have problems with James Holden, I mean, I think she's talking about me.
I'm not. I see that.
incredibly-
I see that shit on Blue Sky all the time. Whenever people talk about The Expanse, some people are like, "Yeah, it's all really good, except I don't like Holden." Like, fuck that shit.
I find him really boring. Is the
He's-
thing. I
he
don't
is-
find him compelling.
He's fucking put upon, and he pulls it off, and he's great. And it's hard to like. I'm not going to say that he's the most compelling thing happening on the screen at any time. He's almost certainly not, and that's part of why it works, because there's a lot of stuff going on in that show that's really rad, like Bobby Draper or
Yeah.
Amos Burton, just kind of all the time, but especially like season 5 Amos with that beard, like in the wintry parts where he's taking. Whew. It's getting warm in here.
Your ability to be attracted to men never ceases to amaze me.
Here's my
Good
problematic
for
trait.
you. I'm happy
Sometimes
for you.
I want to fuck a man. And let me tell you something. Amos could get it all the time. Amos is the hottest I've ever found a masculine character in a thing. And that's pretty wild, because to be perfectly honest with you, to just get the kind of disaster that I am out here, this is some real, like, what's his name? Shoot, I can't remember. There's a story I tell sometimes, Amabel, about the Olympics. Do you remember my Olympic story?
I don't remember. an
Jackie
Olympic
Robinson.
story.
Jackie Robinson was the name I'm looking
Okay.
for. Jackie Robinson's brother was an athlete as well. You know, obviously you know who Jackie Robinson is, right?
Yeah.
Groundbreaking baseball player, extremely famous, etc. Jackie Robinson's brother was also an athlete and was also a spectacular athlete. And he went to the Olympics, and at the Olympics he ran, I can't remember which sprint it was, but it's one of the sprint events. He ran the 300 meters or whatever. I don't remember which event it was. It doesn't super matter. Faster than anyone had ever run it before in the history of the Olympics. And you know why you don't know his name? Because that was the year that Jesse Owens was at the Olympics. And it turns out faster than anyone before only matters so much if there's a guy who runs it right next to you faster than you did. Right?
Yeah.
Nobody remembers Jackie Robinson's brother's name because Jackie Robinson's brother he had the silver medal around his neck. I tell you that story so that I can clarify what I mean when I say that Josephus Miller is a real Jackie Robinson's brother situation in The Expanse. Because holy shit, that dude's my type. And he would be my most attractive masculine character in a media work if it weren't for the fact that he was also in a thing with Amos Burton. That's just unfortunate.
I am so happy for you and so completely still because we watched it together. You showed it to me.
Yeah.
You know, and I would see reactions that you had, and I'd be like, "What is going on? Oh, this. Okay, you're attracted to the person, not this." Like, I understood the ladies.
Yeah. And
Like-
to be clear, there's an awful lot of that in The Expanse as well. The Expanse is a crazy, crazy future smoke show. Like Naomi and fucking Drummer and Bobby and yeah, like it's bananas. The future seems like a great place to be if you are horny.
Well, on that note,
Yeah.
thank you everyone for being part of this stream. Are we listening to music again?
Excuse you to fuck. I didn't say my thing. I didn't share my thing.
All right. Tell us your thing, sweetheart.
Hold on, now I'm doing something.
is riveting.
That's right, it is.
television radio.
You're supposed to be doing stuff. When
I'm trying.
When hosting is happening, then okay. Here, this is good. Please
What?
vote. Please vote in this.
Okay, I can't.
I have two things. First of all, I have a thing that's not actually about last week. It's about the week before. But it had been a long time since we played Jackbox, and we played some Jackbox. And holy shit, y'all heard of this Jackbox? They like. I want to take a second and talk about how great Jackbox and the Jackbox games are. As the thing that they are, and what a slam dunk, home run, fucking whatever a word for a cool goal is in soccer, they managed to pull right out of the gate, first time with the technology, with the way the Jackbox games work, using people's mobile devices as controllers. Because I don't know if you were not in PC games at the time, you were not playing PC games at the time, or video games at all, probably. But not right after, but like a couple years after the first Jackbox Party Pack came out, there was a rash of other people trying similar things. There was like a weird summer camp themed one that was on the PlayStation, and there are a couple of dub over movie clips type games. But there are a bunch of games trying to do the Jackbox thing, and they all fell by the wayside because they all fucked up the technical implementation, and none of them could design a game where it just felt right. And the Jackbox people are just like dropping party pack after party pack that has like 3 to 4 absolute all-time bangers in it. Their hit rate is insane. Those folks are doing some incredible work over there. They have been doing incredible work for like 10 years. And also, before that, you know what? You Don't Know Jack's just fucking rad. So I guess shout out to all of the people who have ever worked on You Don't Know Jack, is what I'm saying. We would like very much to do some
Yes.
party pack, some Jackbox stuff. But it's like we stream so that we are present for the European viewers. We stream what is fairly early on a Sunday for our time zone, and so most of our friends are not awake yet at our usual show time. But we will try to wrangle some people. That is a thing that I would like to do at some point.
Yeah. I think I get the sense that something like Jackbox is much better regarded in the video game space than party games are in the board game space.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's
For sure.
strange to me, 'cause
Party game is like fully like invective.
pejorative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in board games.
And yet, because I've talked to people, and party games wildly outsell like mainstream hobby games. They're very popular, very well. Like some of them are very good, I guess. I don't. And it's strange the kind of I don't call it snobbery, because some being popular doesn't make it good. I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah, some of the party game stuff, some of the way people look down on party games in the board and card game space is absolutely snobbery. Zero question in my mind. So that's one thing. The other thing, I saw this fucking great video essay this week, and I am linking it in the chat. It's called "Mechanisms as Metaphors: How Board Games Create Meaning." It was released by Amabel Holland. I don't know if you've heard of Amabel Holland. But if you've not been watching Amabel's video essays, she's fucking crushing it, and I think this is the best one. This is the best one yet. She's doing it. She's doing the thing, and she's doing it live, and it's great.
It's certainly taken off in ways the other ones haven't, and I'm a little surprised by that. I do good work. I do have pride in my work, but and I think I am getting better each time, but it didn't feel like this was that much better than the last one, but it certainly has resonated with people a lot more.
I think it's very strong, and I think the part of it. I'm just gonna go out and say it. There are some shots are fired in this one, and people like that. People like it when shots are fired. I think honestly, there are a lot of people who are like waiting for the moment when the dice tower crumbles. Like there's a lot of people who are eager for that to happen, and they're quieter than you would think, but like they're out there. Can I just say on this poll, let me just ask chat a question on this poll, and also we should say what Fake Alex Blue says. Listen, are we going to say what we mean or no? And I'm a little unsure. I'm trying to backtrack this to what it refers to. Please say what you mean. Let's all say what we mean. We love Amabel.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's what they mean. I want to ask a question about this poll because Miller came in last, and Holden came in first. Actually, I know other people think think Amos is hot. I've seen that on Blue Sky, and I know I'm not the only person. Is Miller a weird thing? Is that me being weird?
So, I think Miller for you, and please forgive me if I say the word wrong.
Okay.
I think he's a wubby.
A whoopee.
Is that the right word?
They say whoopee.
Whoopee? I think
Whoopee,
he's a
it's different.
whoopee.
Okay, meaning
he's like sad and hangdog, and and you just want to take care of him and also be railed. And I feel like I think his tragic sadness is part of what attracts you.
yes, absolutely. The misery and the
everybody.
yeah.
I don't think everybody really is into that.
Okay, I can see that
as a trait.
I could see that. I would like to note that Nick says the hat does no favors, and you and I are of different opinions on that hat. Is what I will say. I will also say when he takes off the hat and you see his haircut, I was like, like that was a beautiful moment for me. But I do also very much like the hat. And if you don't if you're gonna talk shit about the hat, I would have to ask you, how is he gonna keep the rain off his head? What's your plan for that? Huh?
Yeah. So I think. I'll tell you what I think.
Yeah. Tell me what you think.
I think. Thank you everyone for joining us in this chat on this stream. It was really cool to hang out with you all. How are you feeling, sweetheart? You're feeling a little rough when we started the stream. Are you?
I have forgotten parts of it because I was busy focusing on doing my job.
Cool.
So when we're done streaming, all of it'll come rushing back in. But it was nice to be playing a video game and hanging out. I had something else I was going to say, but I forgot what it was, so fuck me. Oh, shout out to the pit crew, the Arcade Pit folks, who did a charity marathon yesterday and had raised a bunch of money. I think their marathon's over, right?
Yeah, I mean, I saw a thing where they announced that they had their final tally, so I'm assuming that meant it was over.
Okay, yeah.
I don't watch Twitch though, so I don't really have a way to.
Yeah, they ran it like all day Saturday into the morning, into this morning. And yeah, they raised a bunch of money for Trans Lifeline, and also they're all fucking cool people. Smite and Ty Tuesday and Emily Astor and them. I would recommend engaging with their shit because it is cool shit. Arcade Pit is very good. Okay. With that, I think we're saying goodbye. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time to the stream, we're going to be complexifying our Invisible Ink run a little bit and hopefully not getting nearly killed on every single mission. Just like a fun change of pace.
Yeah.
There's more stuff coming out on the channel. Obviously, I just finished a game or two. Like we're doing stuff. We're doing stuff on the channel in the normal slots. We're about to breach Humankind. It's about to be Amabel learns Humankind time over at Forex School. I think people are looking forward to that. If I'm honest, I'm out of drift with Humankind to the degree that I'm going to be kind of learning it again. It's been a while, and an expansion came out, and I didn't go back to it when the expansion came out, so we're going to be reapproaching that one together.
Okay, that sounds great.
Yeah, because it's like the stuff I know about, it does some cool stuff. I'm curious to see where it ends up. So, come back for that. Have a good rest of your weekend as best you can, whatever that means. And, yeah, that's all the words. I'm done now.